So we have done some caulking underneath a bit of seam sealer. I've got a couple of patches I've still got to do, but you can see just running the seam, the bead around it and down along the back there and that sort of thing there, just where it needs it, and around the front here, up around in there, anywhere where you think water might get into. Yeah, so there you go. So that's pretty much all we need to do, and then we're going to hit it with the stone guard after this. But that section is done, and then we can start getting some colour on it. I've still got a few little repaired areas up there to still finish off, which we'll do in the next couple of days. All in all, she's getting ready. Well, looks like I've changed my mind again, because I like doing that. I've gone and put the long panel on just to clamp it and get it right. Obviously look at the gaps and stuff that we need to sort out, but also over here, this little piece, we need to get this fixed before I start spraying up underneath the guards with the stone guard, because obviously there'll be a piece missing here. So this little piece here, I've got to fabricate. I've got a little piece of steel here, and we've just got to replicate that little bit of a radius there and this little square, which shouldn't be too hard. And that's one of the last bits on Bodywork. Actually, there is still more. I have also put the battery tray in, which I didn't film, but it's a pretty straightforward process. So I grab the torch, I can show you what I've done. Just that little guy in there. So that'll get seam sealed all the way around the cracks as well. At least that's in now, so I don't have to worry about that part. We still need to do a lot of cleaning in here. So if you have a look up at the roof of the engine bay, that's just covered in grease. So that all has to be cleaned out before we end up spraying in here, because obviously I want this whole engine bay to be looking schmicko. So, you know, that's another job that we've got to do. I've also taken the ID plate off, you can see there, and I've given that a polish up, and it looks like, ta-da, how's that? Come up pretty cool. So all I used is a bit of this Albright aluminium cleaner and just dunked it in that for a couple of hours, and then gave it a polish, and yeah, came up exquisite. Let's get on to fabricating this little piece here. I mean, I know it's got a small little yeah, it's one of those complex things again, so let's see if I can nail it on the first attempt. That's kind of what we're looking at. I'm just going to chop that top little corner section out, and then we can work on doing the little fold down here. So that has to, what we need to do here is add, this is just free-handing this, but you can see what has to happen here. We've just got to add a little chunky piece down the bottom like that. Like so, that'll do. Let's chop her out. I'm just going to get the top in first, and then we can manipulate where we want it. There we go. Angle's looking good. Okay, well that's going to take care of that issue now. All we'll do now is just trim the rest of that off once this is ready to get welded and glued on. But it was just that little piece was irking me. I just wanted it fixed. I think we are almost ready to start getting this thing in stone guard underneath it, because I've pretty much done all the seam sealer under here. Oh, actually I've got a little bit more to go. Couple more spots. We'll get ready in a minute. Sepatone anti-chip coating. So what we use is this gun here. Got a little water trap filter on it, and that just screws down inside it, and it's a water-based stone chip, and it just gives it a nice textured finish. So the idea is we're going to basically spray up underneath the guards, up under there, and we probably won't do any of this. This doesn't really need it. We'll just do that with primer and then blue, and obviously inside here, this will just be also primer and blue, the stock color blue, and just to tidy it up and make it look good. You know, the idea is, you know, I know a lot of people don't get the patina thing. You know, I think I've said it before, but I think it's cool just having it look like from the outside, looking like it's just about to fall apart. But then as soon as you open the engine lid, or you know, look underneath it, the thing looks brand new. And that's really the thing we're going for. And you know what? Down the track, you can always change it. That's the thing. You can always go and redo the bodywork on the outside and get it shiny. But as you know, there's a lot of work in it to get this thing to be panel smooth. You're talking, you know, 600-700 hours, I reckon, just in going out. You can see all the dents and bumps and lumps in this thing here. Take a long time to get straight. Anyway, so under here, this will be the other spot that I'll mainly concentrate my time with the stone chip guard, and it does give it a bit of a, you know, not as thuddy noise as this either once this is all sprayed. Also the jacking points, I have welded those in. I probably forgot to video that, but you know, both of those are welded in permanently. Everything underneath is looking good for primer and paint. I'll take that floor out. We'll have to put some plastic over the hoist because I don't want to get paint all over that. I think we're ready to start stone guarding the inside of this. Okay, so I messed job. Got it all over the place, but that's okay. Whatever. Anyway, that'll do for the front stuff. Yeah, there you go. So that's all done in there. That's not, you know, perfect, but we're going to have our blue over the top of that, so all good. Okay, so one of the next jobs, and there is in really no particular order. I just decided, I pulled the hoist out, put it up on jacks, and we are going to tackle this long panel, get that glued and welded in position, because I want to add some rigidity to this side of the bus. And I am also going to get this done, get this section done, put the cross bracing in, and then go on the other side and cut out the bar at the top and get the cargo doors done. And then of course from there we can move on to getting the floor and all the other bits and pieces. I'm not confident cutting that bar out and having the whole thing fold in half, which I think it will, because there's actually nothing here holding it together. So I figured probably be a good idea just to get long panel in and the top skin as well, and get that all welded and glued, and then we'll go from there. The thing will be now is to get the panel off, get the back side of it prepared, copper spray, all that jazz, and make sure all our gaps are right, and we might have to do a little bit of fandangling along here to get that to where it needs to go. We've got the panel in position. I've decided not to use the glue on these front faces. I'm just going to weld it from behind. And look, if it was a full panel and I was doing a full shiny bus, then I would probably do the full panel bond, being that we kind of want this to look a little bit roughish. We don't want it too perfect, so otherwise it's not going to marry in with the back part. So I think it's just going to be easy to weld it instead of trying to deal with goop all over the place. But I will do some strategic panel bond on the other side. But as you can see there, I've just clamped it, put a few more clamps on it, and we'll keep going. Righto, get on the other side of this thing and have a bit of a look and see where we're at. Well, that doesn't look too bad at all. And you can see I've got a whole lot of little holes there to plug weld from this side. And then I can add a bit of panel bond as we go along. Righto, so the inside is pretty much done. Got a few little patches here and there to contend with, but all in all, she's all tacked. I'll run a bit of a bead of panel bond over the top of all that, but that's pretty much done. We'll go and look at it from the other side. We've just got to go and do the bottom lip right down the bottom. That's that little section down there that we've got to weld up. But yeah, you can see all the penetration. We've got a nice straight panel too. Yep, that's looking good. No problems there at all. I suppose the trick now is going to be to make it dishevelled so it matches the rest of it. We don't want to go too crazy, but scratch her up a bit and get some paint on it. Alright, let's just get that final bottom part done and call it good. Righto, so we'll just get on to stitching up that final section there. Okay, nicely stitched up. You can see using the air compressor just to keep the heat down between welds to stop the warpage. Yeah, it's not a bad job. Didn't really go too badly. Couple of little low spots, but they were already actually there anyway, so we'll just have to knock those out from the inside. But all in all, that is pretty good. Now the next stage is going to be grafting this top section in. So let's continue. This is the next part. I've just prepared all the edges here, and we're going to get that installed into the top section here, and then we can start plugging up the windows. So let's see how a couple of trial fits go here. So yeah, got a couple of big holes here to fill, but that's okay. It's really just getting the gutters to line up. That one's looking pretty good. That one not so much. That's got to come down a little bit, which means this will have to bow out, but that's fine. We'll clamp it on the inside and then maybe put a couple of tacks and we'll see how we go. Yeah, so that one can go up a little bit higher. Oh, that one's got to come down. Okay, that's pretty much spot on, which is good. And we just got to clamp him a little bit lower. Righto, so we are ready to weld this piece in. As you can see up at the top there, we've got the levels correct with the clamps. The bottom's clamped up as well. We've got some gaps, but that's okay. You know, it was a donor piece that was given to us, so we didn't have to pay for it, so we'll make it work. Yeah, we've got a nice straight gutter there, which is obviously critical. We don't want that being wonky shonky. Yeah, we can get some tacks in and see how we go. We might even just whack a couple of tacks up here in the gutters first, just to hold that in position, and then we can start going around and tacking it where it needs to go. Okay, well, we've done a little bit of welding. That's all done, all the way down through there. We've got the gutter done, this section here, and you could see me when I was welding having the air compressed hose with the nozzle just to keep the area cool so you don't get any warping, because it's such a big kind of area. This one won't be so bad because we've got a rib behind it, so that'll stop it from going wonky. But yeah, all the gutters line up, and you can see it's got so much more rigidity now that this is in. I'm pretty confident now I can take on the other side. We'll be good to go. I mean, if it does move out of square, I've got the porta power there to bring it back before we weld that top frame in anyway. So, but I reckon that's going to be it. It's 27 degrees Celsius here, huge humidity, and it's the afternoon, and I've had enough. I'm sweating like a pig. I've lost about 3 kilos, which is a good thing, right? Anyway, cheers, and comment away. See what you think. Can we make this thing look good? Other problem we've got, this tank, gas tank, that's how much gas I've got left. Can I do it without running out? Because that thing weighs an absolute ton and I don't want to have to carry it. Anyway, yeah, catch you with the next one. Yep.